Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. Last week I made a video on how to draw like this. Then I started thinking, how would that work for a star? Worked pretty well. A couple of things you need to kind of think about is I drew a perfect star, and then I drew indexing lines, or lines basically. Whoop, I had it all grouped together. I'm going to take away one of them so you can see. Because all you need to do, and you need to make sure you're accurate with your 2-point line and go from the node to the node. Pretty important because you got to be precise. Control G to group it together. Now I'm going to turn off for a second. I'm going to turn off snap to objects because in a minute we're going to start drawing. I'm going to get the Smart Fill tool and I'm going to fill in a section. I'm going to nudge it out of the way and I'm going to left click, right click. And then I'm going to get either the Smart Drawing tool or the Live Sketch, which is kind of, to me, maybe a little bit better. I'm going to make it pretty simple on this one. I'm just going to make some patterns so you can kind of get some idea. I actually hit Artistic Media. So I'm going to kind of make this simple. If you ever get where you have a broken line, just go back. And I'm just going to make some shapes. Not worried about what it looks like. Yeah, that's not a good one. Let me back up here. Let me zoom in so I can kind of see what I'm doing. You can go off the page on both sides. It doesn't really matter. You can come in on one side, go in on the other side. You know, you can make some pretty ornate shapes. That's not a good one. So I always just back up and start over because by the time you fix that, and I don't draw that much with this. I'm trying to zoom in here. Live Sketch. So this time I can, now I'm using Live Sketch. It did, because I'm not, since I have Snap to Object off, it's not acting like it normally would when it snaps to that line. Then you can actually come up in here, as long as you kind of stay on that side of that line, at least with one of them. So that'll give you, it's harder, or at least it is for me, to do it in tight spaces. I just basically start drawing some circles. And on a circle, you just have to get close. But we're going to go and give it a little bit more detail on this. See, I missed that, so I could continue it on. You really need something in the top because that's going to be your top of your line. I'm not taking any time. I'm going to go off and come back. And those two lines are actually kind of too touching, but you can always fix stuff with the shape tool. You can do that right there. You could join these two lines now and then bring it back. You don't have to do everything with the Live Sketch. The Live Sketch to me is just, it's taking some corners off. I'm 50% on my stroke. I need to delete that before I leave it out there and forget about it. Like I said, I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'm basically trying to show you how to do it on the star. It's almost exactly the same. Then we did triangles last week. If you try to kind of mimic something repetitively, it looks pretty good in the end result. Maybe come in, go down, make a circle, go up. It's pretty neat. You don't really know what you're going to get till you're done. Now see there, I have two broken lines. It's not really worth fixing. So I'm just going to back up. And you can see I wish I would have left that. When you're backing up, you can see how rough your hand movement actually is. What Live Sketch is doing is Well, let's back up and look at my line right there, how jiggly my line is. That's what Live Sketch is doing. It's taking out that your hand jiggle. Doesn't matter if the lines aren't connected on the outside so much. I'm going to finish this up real quick. You do need to make, full shapes. Now, take and grab the outside line and move it over, nudge it over. Take all these and group it. And then nudge this back and then select everything and do the intersect tool and then move that over. Whoop, it didn't work. Why did it not work? You know what? I had a part I didn't group together. Control G, intersect. There we go, turn it black. Now what's neat about this, and remember that I have the star grouped. So all we have to do, I'm trying to zoom in. All you have to do is Control D to make a duplicate, and then while holding down the control button, do that right there. Now, grab all that shape and Control G. Now we're gonna want to turn Snap to Object back on, because I want to snap to the center of the star. So I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna go ahead and Control D and make a duplicate, and then move that center, and that center has to be on the center. And then I can rotate it 72 degrees. Now remember I said I had all that red line connected or grouped because I want to move it out of the way. Now, you can do a lot with this. You can just fill it in all with black and you're basically done. For some reason, it didn't get to that center. I don't know why. You know what, maybe let's do this. Let's try welding this. And then turn it all black. There we go. That's a pretty cool design. And I didn't take any time. We've got some overlapping lines there for some reason, but that can be removed. Whoop, that's actually part of that line. So you can kind of critique it a little bit or go back. One thing nice about Corel, well, any program, you could go back. But, both of them almost totally different, but still a cool way to draw. I don't know that you'd ever draw a flower design inside of a star, but it might give you some ideas. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.